Do this whole thing pop up style. What's going on? Yo, 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 yo. What's good out there? What's good? Come on in
Victory.
and talk to us right quick. Victory Friday. Yeah, it's
Victory
Victory Friday, not Monday.
yeah.
I see nephew
Victory
in here
weekend, really. You think about it, victory.
already. Yeah, yeah. No work on Sunday. Check it out.
Hmm?
We get an off day on Sunday. Appreciate y'all coming in.
Yeah, man,
Um,
y'all on in.
hey, we talked about this backstage, man. Nephew on it already. He said he's not feeling good after this win.
Mm-hmm.
Other fans probably can't relate because I wanted to lose so Raheem could lose his job. If you are happy, why? Raheem standing, if he gets to 89 or 710. I
I
can't
mean,
argue with that.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I mean, Ski, I was telling you that it was an opportunity for that to actually happen. It's not necessarily that I wanted it to happen. And then you see who is behind us right now. Our honorable owner of the Atlanta Falcons, Arthur Blank. Honestly,
Right.
regardless, the Raheem Morris, the guy that's right behind Smitty, yelling into the camera. Uh, all he has to do is convince Arthur Blank that we are headed in the right direction. No matter
Right.
what the fans think, see, feel, at the end of the day, as long as he can persuade the guy who writes the checks.
Ooh, boy. I just don't get it, Chris. I'm gonna have to figure out something, man. Cause
Ahead of
persuasion
ourselves.
shouldn't be that damn easy. Persuasion shouldn't be that easy, man. It shouldn't.
I understand, Smitty, and I'm with you. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. This is one game, okay? The seat should still be on fire. I still believe the seat is on fire.
I
Because
do
you
too.
think about it, we're only one real blowout away from being right back into the situation and right back into the doghouse. You think about it.
Yep.
Now, we was thinking that it could possibly come against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just off of the way that you lost that game to the Seahawks. I give the Falcons, some credit, and that's a part of the good because we do have the good, the bad, and the ugly show. And as far as in this wild Falcons win, it was a little late last night, so we wanted to kind of dive back into it, and catch it while the iron is still hot. So yeah, but that is part of the good. The Falcons being able as a team to bounce back on that short week, on that ugly second half loss, being outscored 31-3 by the Seahawks, and to be able to turn around that short week and still be able to go out there and have the mindset to compete. I salute the players.
Right.
But you still do have to give credit to the coaching staff for being able to get them together for that. But I still give more of the credit to the players for going out there and having that morale and having that something to fight for. Remember, Smitty, we was talking about it. And you gotta have that pride still too and go out there to try to get this win because it's a division rival. And I'm telling you, those Tampa Bay fans right now, they are irate. We had some coming in last night, talking about it. Like Tampa Bay fans right now are irate. They want the coach fired.
They were in chat last night with it.
Right. So right now we have their whole entire fan base upset right now. We have their entire fan base questioning and wondering. And even though we have our own struggles, I'm not gonna lie to you. On this Friday, the fact that they're going through some turmoil does make me feel pretty good.
I agree. Miss Pam, what's good?
How you doing, Miss Pam? What's going on?
But you got the media too driving the narrative that it's a fireable offense, and it's true because they were one down away from literally locking the game up. One down, and that interception he threw was just really uncalled for. So part of the reason why we won that game was the mistakes the Buccaneers made down the stretch.
Definitely.
We gave them every chance to win. That fumble with Bijan. Then, giving them good field position in our territory. And that Bijan fumble, I think that was like inside the 30, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of these wins, it could be fool's gold. And that's why we named it the good, bad, and the ugly. And the question that we asked y'all, Just like we got in the background right there. Did it change y'all mind? Because it changed some minds. Don't get me wrong, because we saw it in the chat, we saw it on Twitter. For people saying, that's why we told y'all not to fire Raheem yet and things of that nature. But if y'all want to hear something and to drive a point home as to why he could return, listen to what they did to after the game last night in the locker room. And this is something, and Chris explained it.
Before you hit that button,
Okay, go ahead.
Guys, it's not just about what's being said. I want you guys to look at the body language. That's all I'm going to say.
If you see it pause right here, look who's standing right behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Look who's standing right behind him.
I wish I could circle it, but you see his head right there in the corner.
I can use the arrow right there.
There you go.
Right there. That guy. That's who he got to convince. That's Uncle Arthur, if y'all don't know. Well, let's get this thing rolling. It's about 2 minutes long, but let's get this thing rolling.
Hey, bring it up. Bring it up tight. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Hey, guys. That is the definition of fighting. That is what it is. It don't matter who your opponent was tonight. You didn't give a shit. And let's give a couple game balls away, though. News will get more. You know News get more. News will get more. Hey! You want to talk about fighting? This little fat... We wouldn't have been in that position without Young Glow. Let's go. He was called upon. He answered the bell like he always does.
You know that's a lie.
I'm just sitting here silent, sir.
Pilot, come here. KJ, come here. Nate, come here.
Salute to Michael Petrie for not being at the game. Personal matters.
Hey, y'all do me a favor and take this home to our brother, Mike Petrie. For you, man. For you. Hey, give me another ball, man. Hey. Kyle had 3 touchdown passes.
Legendary Kyle Pitts game. The legendary Kyle Pitts game. Hat trick. Stop, Kyle.
Hey, 2-7. How many sacks you have? 2. Ain't nothing. Hey, hold on, guys. Give me another ball.
And look who's standing right behind him right now.
You're fighting though.
Hey, my man, Zane.
Shut up, Zane.
Hey, let's go. 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Zane Gonzalez, man, because since he's been here, man, all he does is make kicks. Has he missed one? Yes, but he's made more than he missed. And honestly, that was a huge kick last night because you think about it, Young Wei Koo has been in that same predicament this year and has missed that same kick. So shout out to Zane for going out there on that terrible field, by the way. That's something else that we didn't talk about. The field was terrible. The refs was terrible. They can't say it, but I can. I was like, my goodness. You had to battle the refs. You had to battle the field. You had to battle yourselves. And you had to battle the Bucs. And unfortunately, I hate to say it again, but you found a way. I'm not trying to sound like find a way, man, but they really did. They had every reason to lose, but Tampa Bay, again, just like Smitty said earlier, they gave us every opportunity as well. Like, we were trying to hand it to Tampa, and Tampa was like, "No, we don't want it. You take it." So at the end of the day, it came down to who was going to make the least amount of mistakes and who was going to execute. The 3rd and 28, being able to execute on that, and then dropping it down to 4-14 and being able to execute that, it did make me look at it at that time when I was like, man, are we actually going to go down here and do this? Because those are just downs that we have been bad on all season long, just about for the most part. And then we end up converting on both of those. Like we had 5 third down. I think it was 5 of 11 last night for third down. And we haven't seen a number of that somewhat balanced in weeks. So again, you did win the game within the game, and even though 19 penalties, that's the ugly for me. But it's crazy because the same things that laugh will make you cry. The things that cry make you laugh, because it's like you laugh at the fact it's like, dang, we had 19 penalties, something that is a franchise record, y'all, in a bad way. That is the most penalties this season in one game from one team. We were 4 away from the record of 23. But yet the Falcons still was able to rise up and still win this game. And I understand Ski and the other people in the chat. We have to just call it what it is. Those guys played for themselves. Those guys also played for Raheem. Yeah. I know. But, I mean, it's not me. You saw the game just like we did. They battled being 14 down. That's the first time we was able to come back from that deficit, from a deficit like that, since like 2017. So, again, like these questions that we're asking, I think are pretty valid. And moving forward, the stronger the case become. Now, it can all get knocked right back down after the Cardinals game for all we know. But if this thing starts picking up more momentum, Smitty, we could be looking at the same.
Another year.
Yes.
Question by Orange Juice Jones says, do we still move on? Or does Arthur Blank force him to hire a new offensive coordinator? And I told y'all this a couple of weeks ago, if y'all been following the channel. I said it could be an easy fix as far as going just to find a guy that can call plays. It could be just that simple, because guess what? When he fired Jimmy Lake, he brought his homeboy in, Jeff Ulbrich. And we already had Nate Ollie. He brought him in too.
Thank God for Nate Ollie.
You see the energy that they bring to the team. So now, if you flip that into the offense, go find an offensive coordinator that knows how to scheme and knows how to call plays. Situational play calling is good. That might be the missing ingredient you might need to be a playoff team, because you have the talent, and that's what we're looking at. And we're not going back on our word. Honestly, I still want him gone, because I just feel like if he did all this last night, where has this been all season? Play calling, where has this been all season?
Right.
Where's this energy been all season? You wait till you out of the playoff race to give off this kind of energy. Y'all see that in the locker room? Y'all saw it.
Fired up and everything. Yeah.
Right.
It's interesting. But Smitty, remember, I also had said that. I remember I forgot who asked the question, because I did have it earlier, but somebody asked the question like weeks ago, and I gave the little outline. I was like, well, Raheem, depending on if you start winning games, he could say, hey, look, we got our veteran quarterback, you know what I'm saying, going. He's healthy. He's going. We tried to give it a go with the young guy. It didn't work out, but we have Kurt. We can roll with Kurt. You know, like now he may say, if I need to, I can replace the special teams, because that's been like the biggest Achilles heel.
Right. That's another position.
And I could also go get an experienced offensive coordinator and possibly either demote Zach or either just completely get rid of Zach, because I can also see Raheem demoting Zach just to keep him around. But, you know, but again, or just getting rid of Zach, we can run this thing back with experience. We know each other. We know our personnel. We come in here, we have guys that want to play for the team, and we run this thing back and really hit the NFC, outrun the South, et cetera, and all that stuff. Like, those are the things that he can feed Arthur and say, look, we're this close. Let's not blow it up just yet and have to start all the way over, because that's a harder process. And then if you have Terry Fontenot right there next to him, he can echo those thoughts and articulate those thoughts even more. So now you have Raheem, and now you have Terry coming at Arthur Blank, convincing him that this is the best move and it takes time to build a winner. We have the foundations and the building blocks. All we have to do is just convert, execute, stick to the plan, and be able to continue to grow with each other, learn each other, and move forward. We're this close, Mr. Blank. We're this close. Let's not blow this thing up when we're just that, when we're knocking on the door. Don't I sound like right?
Let me tell y'all a secret. And I found out last night on TikTok. Miss April Shower, fan of the year of the Atlanta Falcons. She told us this on her TikTok last night. Rich McKay told her personally, no way Belichick was going to work in Atlanta as long as he was involved.
There you have it.
So look, Rich McKay still in the building. Y'all thought I was lying, but I'm telling y'all, he's in the building. And the only way that this works, and I still don't think it will, is like Chris said and I've said, go get them position coach changes. And Terry Fontenot has another knockout draft. That's the only way this is going to work. But dude, and this the other thing. See, we can say this all day, but the decide factor will be: does Arthur Blank think Terry Fontenot can do the job for 3 to 5 more years? So he could sign him to a 1-year deal and see what he can do for 1 more year. But that'll be wasting time. He's worked with the salary cap. He's nailed the draft the last 2 years. Even though we don't think Pennis was a good pick, we can't help injuries. We can't help who was calling plays. We can't help who was coaching him. I still think it was a damn good pick.
Yeah, I was about to say
ended up under the wrong offensive coordinator. And speaking of offensive coordinator, you talked about demoting him.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't helped Michael Penix develop. Even if you made him quarterback coach, he couldn't help Michael Penix. Even if you made him pass game coordinator, he couldn't help Michael Penix.
Well, again, I agree. But you know why I said that. Again, I can see it if Zach doesn't necessarily have a lifeline outside of the Falcons, because again, the OSU job is gone. So if he doesn't have a lifeline, I can see him either one saying, hey, look, we don't need another offensive coordinator because now we have Zach, who have 2 years under his belt going into year 3. I can see him using the analogy of, hey, look at Bijan Robinson in year 3 on the field. You know, the game slowed down for him the best. You know, think about it as a coordinator as well. This will be his 3rd year. He's seen a few other things. He knows what's working, knows what's not. He can start being able to stack plays better. I can see him making a case for trying to keep Zach Robinson. I really can. But the special teams coach, I can see him being the one to get the axe.
But Chris, if you got a 14-year quarterback making you look good, but when you had a 2nd-year guy, he looked like garbage, what did that tell you?
That tells me that there's a problem with the coordinator because he can't develop, just like I've been saying. There's nobody on this team that has developed the quarterback. It's been all veterans. But you still, I'm saying like these, but they still can make the argument for it, saying, look, we are more successful when we have veterans. We're more successful in the system, and the system can be able to kind of run itself instead of having to be able to teach it. I want somebody that can teach young talent, because at the end of the day, we have to move on from the guys that has done it before or yesteryear. You have a guy like Phillip Rivers coming back. And why is that? Because you got guys coming out of college into the NFL who are not producing. And also the window for a guy to develop and produce in the NFL is shorter as well now too. Like Jordan Love might be the last real guy that really got like the real good wave of that. Outside of that, you think about it, everybody that has came out since, it's like, okay, can you produce? Can you produce in 1 or 2 seasons, sometimes 3?
That's the difference. Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's a new quarterback.
Facts. And that's the difference, Chris. You absolutely nailed it. He might be the last one. You want to know why? Because he learned up on the Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. They had 2 years, 2 to 3 years, with Aaron Rodgers while Jordan Love was there. So he said 2 years watching what he does, go, practice film room up on the Hall of Fame guy. in the system that he was familiar with, and this is why he succeeded. And now it's just throw them in the fire and see what they can do. And this is the type of league that we live in. They need results right then and there. And if you don't give them the right offensive coordinator, the right scheme, the right playbook, teaching them in the film room, they're not gonna last.
Right.
Because guess what? How many quarterbacks have we seen in that 2021 draft? All of them. Matt Jones, Justin Fields, Trey Lance. I can go on and on. How many of them are successful in the NFL right
and
now?
all of them except for like Trevor Lawrence are journeyman now.
Right. Jeremy, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, I think Pitts draft position clouded my view. He definitely a top 5 tight end. We should keep him. Other than that, clean house still.
You know what?
Go ahead.
You go ahead. No, go ahead with you because you about to say I get, but I'm right behind you after
that. I get what he's saying with that. He's definitely a top 5 tight end. But the thing that we've been saying over and over with Kyle Pitts that fans don't really understand is when you have a talent like that, you got the game plan around him and scheme for him. Just like they did last night. You can't tell me they did not scheme for him to get the ball that much, especially with Drake London out. And like I told Chris earlier today, even with Drake London on the field, he still has to be one of your main targets. I don't care who the number 2 wide receiver is. I don't care who the number 3 wide receiver is. Hell, I don't even really care about Drake London being the number 1. Kyle Pitts is the biggest mismatch on the field. He's the biggest target, and he's the fastest guy you got on the field. So you tell me why they haven't been doing this. Because Zach Robinson just can't do it. Kirk Cousins is the reason why this game came together last night. And as I told y'all last year, Kirk Cousins was his offensive coordinator, his eyes on the field last year and telling him what to do. So when you got a veteran that you can lean on like that, like Chris said, the offensive coordinator don't matter because the talent going to overrule that and they're going to figure it out them damn selves. But go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris. StreamYard again. My boy Mike say I would pay Pitts if he's affordable, but he is in top 5, top 10 at most. I agree with that 100%. But if he uses his athletic ability and his God-given talent and give him the right quarterback and the right system you scheme for him, he'll be a top 3 wide receiver all day. Take him to Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and see what he do. Just send him off there and see what he do.
Yeah, man.
But he is a free agent. But go ahead. I see StreamYard, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was tripping. It's all good, man. It can trip all it want to. It's still a victory Friday for the Falcons. What my point is for Kyle Pitts, man, you seen last night. Now, he was drafted the highest tight end of all time. But I said it last night, and I'll say it again just because I know most people probably didn't catch last night's show, man. Look. Last night was a complete illustration of what I was saying 2 days prior. Kyle Pitts, his rookie season was so good because he was prioritized. He was the guy. But once we start bringing in other guys, like Bijan, like Drake and everything, he started going from he had like a similar drop off like a John Collins for the Atlanta Hawks. He was the focal point at one point, and then more guys started coming in. And he started becoming like the 4th and 5th option down the line. Kyle Pitts, no matter what, if we gonna keep Kyle Pitts, Zach Robinson if Zach Robinson is going to be here, he has to figure out how to include Kyle Pitts in the game plan week in and week out, or get an offensive coordinator who will at least treat Kyle Pitts like the second option in the pass game. If not, you need to let Kyle Pitts go somewhere where he can be considered like this, at least the second option, if not the first. So because you see what he can do, but you also see he needs to be engaged. If you cannot keep him engaged, then you're not going to get that type of production like that. Kyle Pitts had an absolutely amazing game last night because he was used and really like the best way that I have seen him be used since his rookie year.
Right.
And
he had a veteran quarterback then.
Exactly. That was going to be my next point. Matt Ryan, the veteran quarterback in his last hoorah as a Falcon, He was the one that was able to get Kyle Pitts that 1,000 yards in that season. But again, Smitty, I'm telling you, you either got to prioritize the guy, and we've been saying that. I know you've been banging the drum hard, louder than anybody, but I'm saying, like, we've all been saying that as far as like him being the mismatch, 6'6", 250. It's not about having him running side to side. When you have him running straight, and you seen it last night, having him running straight, he's taking off. Have him cutting across the middle, he taking off. You know what I'm saying? The guy is an athlete. The guy is a weapon. He has to be prioritized. And if you can't do it, I feel like there's no reason in bringing him back, spending millions and millions of dollars, like anywhere from 13 to 16 mil. There's no point.
13 to 18.
That's what I'm saying.
13 to 18. Yeah.
But if you're not going to prioritize him as one of the first or second options, aka moving on from Darnell Mooney, right, you're gonna have to let him walk.
Yeah, and Mike absolutely right. Zach Robinson wants him to be an inline tight end, and he's not that. That's why you scheme for him. And if you want an inline tight end, use that 13 personnel you used in New Orleans and put him out wide as a receiver. That's what you do. That's what you do. If you want an inline tight end, you put those other guys out there like Charlie Warner or Quintiano or whatever his name is, and those guys. You put them out there and let them do that. Not Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a vertical threat. And it's sad that we had to wait all season to see this damn performance. We could have been doing that all year.
All year long.
So miss me with it. But somebody put out right quick. Somebody put out a post about AJ Terrell. That you ain't hear nobody talk about that bad game. Everybody has bad games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what it is. They were picking on Kobe Bryant all game, but did he quit?
Hey, man, shout out to Kobe Bryant. He didn't give up, man. Welcome to the NFL, though, kid. He definitely got his welcome to NFL moment going against a future gold jacket in Mike Evans. But you want to know something, though?
That's a good thing.
Day, it's a good thing. He getting his reps, especially. Remember what he said about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson going to be down in Atlanta next year, by the way. But that's neither here nor there right now.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to Kobe Bryant. AJ Terrell. I'm glad that people brought up AJ Terrell. We didn't get a chance to get to it last night, but that's why this show right here is for the good, the bad, and the ugly. AJ Terrell was a part of the bad for sure. 5 penalties were on AJ Terrell alone. But I do want to give AJ some grace. You know, I mean, he's out there doing the best he can, fighting. You know, he had some ticky-tack stuff, and he did have some things that you'd be like, come on, AJ, you're a vet, bro. But, it just wasn't his best game. He'll probably tell you that at the end of the day, even with those 5 penalties, you got to remember AJ Terrell and Mike Evans, that's always a matchup that gives AJ Terrell some trouble.
Yep.
But Mike Evans, again, gives a lot of cornerbacks trouble, all right? Even guys who are getting paid more than AJ Terrell have trouble with Mike Evans, okay? So I just want to give that little perspective. Yes, he had a bad game. He was a little grabby. Like I said, some ticky-tack calls, some that was on AJ that he didn't have to do.
2 on ticky-tack, yeah.
Right,
and you got to think, too, I saw it in this aspect, too. That field was bad as hell. That footing was bad. And 2 times he slipped and tried to catch up.
That field was terrible.
That's why 2 of those penalties happened. And I'm not using that for no excuse, but I'm just telling y'all the facts. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's the facts. But I was just saying, I was just adding to. I was like, yeah, Kobe slipped twice on both sides of the field. Remember coming out of that break against Jalen McMillan, he slipped a little bit, which prevented him out of being in position to try to get his arm in there. And then, of course, we know about that big play from Mike Evans when he caught it. I mean, Kobe clearly slipped, and it was wide open, and Mike Evans, caught the ball, slid, got out of bounds. So that field, again, was terrible. For those who didn't know, it was like a monsoon type, rainstorm that would happen down there. All that freaking yes, Dre Murphy, all that freaking rain, yes, and all that stuff. And they did the best that they possibly could, they said, with the field to try to get it in football conditions. But you seen guys slipping and sliding all over the place last night. And that's what I'm saying. It really was truly an ugly game. The field was a part of the ugly. It was truly an ugly game.
Right. Bellows World. We did see Kurt down there yelling at everybody. Me and Chris were talking about there during the game. You need that kind of leadership on the field from your veteran quarterback. And see, that's what I'm saying. We keep saying that Michael Penny this and Michael Penny that. Michael Penny hasn't got to the point with none of this stuff. If they were, in the film room and doing things they need to do in practice to get him there, yeah, he may be a little bit further along after a year and a half. But now it's 2 years and now it's injuries again. So he got to push that learning curve back another year. Because I'm telling y'all, I still believe he's gonna miss all of next year. And could they bring Kurt back? Who knows? But if they do cut him, I think they save about 24 million. But on the back end of that, they still have to spend dead cap space.
57 mil.
It's a catch 22.
57 mil dead cap.
I
don't want no part of it. I really don't.
Pam said this is why you don't bring Zach back as offensive coordinator, just like you hired a new coach on the defensive side. And on the offensive side is the offense. On the defensive side, offense deserves new blood as well to spark that offense. And that's what we've been saying. Yeah, right. So
give him a chance.
Ooh, boy.
Maybe just one experienced guy away. But I also am not going to be ignorant to the fact that you got to make sure there's somebody that wants to either leave a team or becomes available before you can just say, hey, man, we got to get rid of Zach. Because if there's nobody really available that's experienced or anybody that's better than what we have, then why even move on from what we have if what may be next may be worse than what we have?
Right.
So,
that's the thing. You got one thing about it when you let go of somebody, you got to have a viable replacement that's at least going to give you the same value, but you want something that's going to give you way more than what you had. So it's just like getting it out of a relationship. You don't leave the one you got for something that's dead in the water. You go find something to upgrade, and if you don't upgrade, you wasting your time.
But bro, this is another thing too. You remember we've been talking about all these different candidates that could be. Bro, let's keep it real. At this point, from what it's looking like, all the candidates that we say that we want, we're not going to get unless it's going to be a head coach position or because the coordinator position, like I said, LaFleur is not getting fired and for yet another season. He's not.
Right.
McDaniel is probably not going to get fired, especially if they win their last few games. They have some big games coming up. And if they can, be competitive or at least win some of those games, I think they're going to keep Mike McDaniel because they already love Mike McDaniel down there, the Dolphin fan base. They didn't love the GM, and now the GM is gone. So that's again, some of the guys that we want to bring in here next year aren't even still going to be available. So that's another thing to think about.
I'm glad you brought that point up. Could Terry Fontenot be the scapegoat through all of this? And they bring in a new GM and start to, keep business to what they got. Because you got to remember, Rich McKay's still here, so he knows every move that's been made. Josh Blank is here. He knows every move that's been made. So do they use Terry as the scapegoat, go hire another GM, or let McKay take over and run this team until they find somebody, they feel like can be a GM that they can use long term? And don't forget, Bill Belichick, he said teams call him. What if you bring him in as a GM? I mean, it's just a lot of ways you can go with this thing.
It's not going to happen, bro, because what you just said earlier about the number one Falcon fan, Rich McKay said, ain't no way in the world that was going to happen with me in the building.
Yeah, but, Arthur Blank could overrule that, but we'll see.
But do you think he would really overrule his buddy Rich, though? That's another question we got to ask.
I don't think so, because I actually think that's why Tom Dimitrov stayed here 2 years long as he did. Because I think Rich McKay kept him 2 years too long, not Arthur Blank. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, first of all, we may have to keep him because ain't no better options out there.
I ran into a fan.
Go ahead.
Just speaking about Dimitrov. I didn't want to miss this point. I ran into a fan that actually met Thomas Dimitrov. He's down there in New Orleans and things, but apparently he's not necessarily fully with the New Orleans Saints. He's just more so of an advisor. and there's not a guarantee that he's even going to stay there. Could you? Oh God! If Terry Fontenot is fired, could you possibly? Could you possibly see Thomas Dimitroff returning back to Atlanta?
I got to get quiet for a second.
Ooh, boy.
We know the Falcons like retreads. I could definitely see Thomas Dimitroff coming back to Atlanta. Because one, he was part of Atlanta Falcons winningest era in their team's history. The only reason he got fired is because of those contracts they paid up. And that wasn't all his fault. That was Arthur Blank telling
Kyle
us
Shanahan.
Those guys were going to be Falcons for life, not Thomas Dimitroff. But go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No. Hey, bro, I'm just throwing it out there. First of all, nobody go out here in the world and say that boy A1 said he want Dimitroff back. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. I ain't never said that. Never would say that. But all I'm saying, because Thomas Dimitroff is the whole reason why we was in cap heck anyway. You know, making these decisions and giving guys money when they already got money still left on the contract, and trying to make people Falcons for life, and trying to make undersized linebackers the highest paid linebacker ever in history. It just so much went on with Thomas Dimitroff. I'm good. But all I'm saying is, again, I don't make the decisions in the front office. None of us do. We just talk about them. So if Arthur Blank wants to make a decision like that, who's to stop him if Terry Fontenot is fired?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because, like I said, we like retreads. Jeff Ulbrich is back. Raheem Morris is back.
That's the only reason why this is a subject.
Yep. So, I mean, hey, look, it's a viable question whether y'all like it or not.
Yeah,
Rodney
like
said,
sorry,
for the love, Rodney said, for the love of God, please don't speak that into existence.
No, I'm sorry, Rodney. So hold on. Everybody get quiet for a second. This is me knocking on wood.
Oh boy.
Hey,
I mean, look, it's a viable question though. It's a viable question because you got to look at what's been going on in the last 5 years. Bringing back retreads. So he's a retread. Arthur Blank knows him. He's probably comfortable with him, just like Rich McKay is. And you got to look, I'm not going to knock him because y'all got to think. He made that bold trade for Julio Jones. He brought in Michael Turner. He made a trade for Tony Gonzalez for a 5th round pick. He was here. He had Roddy White here. So, I mean, he did a hell of a job. He just passed out the wrong contract at the wrong time and threw this team into turmoil with those contracts. Outside of that, he was a very decent guy when it came to doing his job. He made some solid picks too. So I'm not gonna knock him. Yeah,
I mean,
so if he comes back, I wouldn't be surprised. But that's a great question, Chris.
I'm just saying, man. I just wanted to put it out there because for the sake of conversation and for the sake of we have done to retreads before. It's almost like stacking plays, but from a business perspective, because we know that those plays have worked. It hasn't always worked, but it has worked, and he was able to bring in some players. But I still believe that Terry Fontenot is still carving out his name into this GM space. It didn't start off good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the year that he had the most draft picks, he did the worst with. It's a lot of guys that he drafted not on this team, that's not even in the league anymore. But give Terry Fontenot some grace because he was just starting to take over these leadership roles. Yes, he was an under-apprentice he was under Mickey Loomis, but he still didn't handle like day-to-day operations. He was like kind of scouting, and he was kind of learning on the job, but he was mostly just scouting. Now you're coming into a new role of where you're actually picking all the groceries and everything like that. And Terry Fontenot in his first couple of seasons, he had some growing pains. But I do believe his last 2 drafts, again, including the one that had Brandon Dorless in it and Michael Penix in it, And then even coming with with this past year's draft, which is absolutely his best draft thus far to me overall. But you know what I'm saying, he's growing. And I'm feeling like with Terry, I'm feeling like, man, I don't want to necessarily get rid of Terry because I do feel like he's growing into a better GM right before our eyes. It's just at the end of the day, who really keeps a GM that has no winning seasons at all, though? That's the biggest. That's the big one of the biggest knocks. And again, just like I said yesterday, Smitty, remember about some of the quotes that Terry Fontenot has said. We won't be in this place. We haven't won enough. Those things can be indictments against you.
Yeah, and think about it, man. You look at what's been going on. Salary cap, $80 million. He pulled us out of that.
Yes.
He had to clean up somebody else's mess. And again, it's not all his fault because they told a lie and said he had something to do with Arthur Smith hiring, and we both know that was a lie. But Jeremy, thank you for another donation, my brother. He said TD was responsible for a lot of success in the franchise. I wouldn't mind him being sounding a board for Arthur to find the next GM. And he means in another front office position. I can see that as a consultant like he's doing in New Orleans. But I don't think he'll do that while Terry Fontenot is here because Terry took his job.
Essentially. I mean, but you think about it, ain't no beef against him. You know what I mean? Terry just, hey, opportunity became available. I took it. I'm pretty sure they all know each other because at the end of the day, like Terry was with New Orleans forever. I know he has at least met Thomas before. So,
oh, yeah, no doubt. They had to talk.
Yeah,
they had to talk. He had to clean his office out. Mike said 2021 was TF's worth of draft. The other classes were decent. And Kurt deal isn't as bad as people think. No, it's not bad as people think because when you talk about guaranteed money for contracts for quarterback, starting quarterback, Dak Prescott is at $60 million. So 27 and a half is a far 27 more 37 and a half is a far cry from 60. That's almost half. So in that case, it's not. But when you look at 37, 38 years old, oh yeah, that's where you got to draw the line at. But don't get me wrong. Some quarterbacks has played well into their late 30s. And if we can get another season out of Kurt and he can play like he played last night, I won't have a problem. But we going to know the 2 games before that Kurt going to show up too at some point.
You know, I'm telling you. And that's the scary thing. Like, I mean, you want a guy to get into rhythm. You know, he has to get into rhythm. And that's what it seems like Kirk is starting to get more into the rhythm. I was just about to pull up that comment because, yes, Ryan Newzeel being able, I said it last night, I don't know how in the world Ryan Newzeel was able to come up with that football with all those creamsicle jerseys around. But I heard that it's going to be on the latest episode of Unsolved Mysteries. So if y'all check that on the ID channel, I think at 8 on Sunday, and it's going to be trying to be on there. They're going to be trying to figure out how in the world did Ryan Newzeel come up with this football around all those creamsicle jerseys. So be on the lookout for that.
Another unsolved mystery is how the hell Marquise Williams still got a damn job.
Man.
That's really a mystery in any damn thing. Christian said it didn't change our mind at all.
Yeah.
Terry brought in Seals, Ellis, Gonzalez, the defense draftee we have. He's not going anywhere.
I love it.
You know, I hope he don't. Because like I keep saying, man, a GM that can scout his own players, go north of the border, anywhere else he need to go find talent, they're the type of GMs that you need to be successful because for some reason he gonna always find those hidden gems. He took a chance on Kobe Bryant in the draft. A lot of us had Kobe Bryant as a 3rd or 4th round pick. When I drafted, the Falcons took a chance on him. D offered as another one. He went to a HBCU, didn't get drafted, goes north of the border to the CFL. Terry goes up there and finds him. David Seals is another undrafted free agent. And then it was guys on the preseason roster that we thought were going to make the roster, but didn't. Terry went and found those guys. Joshua Simon is one. Simeon Barrow is another. Look, that guy can scout some talent. It just wasn't enough room on the roster for those guys.
How about Chris Blair getting activated last night and not getting a snap?
Not one snap. That was to keep the fan base quiet for it. Because I'm telling you, they watch us.
That's what it made me feel like, bro. I was like, okay, he's elevated. Didn't get a snap. I mean,
They had to
I
make
give
us shut the
credit to
hell
the
up.
Falcons. They didn't need them last night,
Right.
technically. But at the end of the day, bro, it's just like play the guys if you're going to play them again, man. Evaluate everybody. We still have 3 more games. We got the Cardinals in Arizona, a place we haven't won since the 70s. Then you got the Monday Night Football against a team that is, vying for the Super Bowl, or at least, vying for the number 1 spot. We can at least confirm that. And then you got the Aints. That's all another division matchup. That's going to be tough. They want to get back because they just beat the Bucks. Was it the Panthers they just beat? It was the Bucks. No, they just had beat the Bucks.
It was the Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, they just beat the Bucks.
Yeah, last week. And then the rookie quarterback had 2 touchdown runs. That's how we had a chance last night. But Ski, they get new uniforms. I just hope they don't look like the high school uniform we got right now. I can't stand those uniforms.
Well,
they disgusting.
Well, there is like a little inside track on that as far as like with the uniforms. Apparently, there's a possibility of us going away from our current Falcon logo and a possibility of going back to the old Falcon logo. But
I love to see it last night. I love to see it on the TV last night.
Right. We may be going back to that, and also like possibly keeping the red helmets. There also may be a possibility of a red alternate jersey, like the old school red. Remember the old school red Michael Vick jerseys for us that grew up wearing the Michael Vick number 7 red jerseys? Yes, it's supposed to be like something like that, but like more of a modern day feel to it. They're not, so I hope that we do have new jerseys because then I'll have a reason to go buy another jersey. I don't want no more of this generation like brand of jerseys. Like I want a new jersey, to go buy. Because I do have the Julio Jones and I do have a Kyle Pitts under these jerseys, but I'm waiting on the next set of jerseys to come through so I can go ahead and get me maybe old Jalen Walker, maybe old JPJ, something like that. So that's what I'm waiting for, new uniforms.
Yeah. Dre Murphy, Cordero Hodge came back last night, and you saw the difference it made. I mean, look. I don't know what they were thinking the last 2 weeks with him and Casey Washington. Casey Washington still didn't play.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with that wide receiver room, but it's not right. That is absolutely one thing you have to fix this year. I mean, going into the offseason, I don't care what it is. And that may be our 2nd round pick. I already gave y'all one as to one Dane Brugler, ESPN insider. He put Jeremy Bernard for a fit with the Falcons in the 2nd round, but we'll see how it plays out. And this wide receiver class is deep this year. It's been deep as it was since Drake London came out. So we'll see how it play out, man. We will see. He said he did get in the game. I didn't see him.
Oh, it was like on special teams? I was talking about on offense. Because I can definitely
53 said Cowboy come out in all pink uniform this year.
Hey, that's more power to him. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm trying to, first of all, you gotta have your uniforms 5 years before you can even change them anyway. Which I understand that they do that for endorsement and sponsorships and also for the fans because they don't want to keep switching out jerseys and the fan be like, oh, I don't want this jersey no more. Same thing like how they do for like players. But
they also listen to the fans too, though, Chris, because when Tampa Bay changed uniforms about 10 years ago, and they had those computer-looking numbers on the jerseys.
Them things used to be so funny.
Man, the fans were raving about that. They were so pissed. And shit, after them 5 years was up, they went right back to the jersey that they had from ever since '98.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it was good to see that throwback game last night, man. We should have more of those type games. But Christian said, "Why does?" Christian said, "Why does Arthur Blank look like that old Italian character Saul in Eddie Murphy and played in Coming to America when they was at the barber shop?"
Oh, better call Saul.
Come on, Christian. What is this, velvet?
Right. Say what are our we haven't received any yet. They're rolling those out like a little bit at a time. So as you've seen, like Buffalo, they have theirs. I think Seattle has some and everything, but they're not releasing everybody's all at one time. Kind of like
They
those
come
Color
out,
Rush. Remember the Color Rush jersey?
right. They came out probably a couple of years, and they're gonna go probably for the next 4 or 5 years. So we just like we were the last to get our color rush. So it might be the same with these jerseys. So who knows?
It doesn't. It looks like hopefully next year we'll get some rivalry uniforms along with new uniforms, and it would all make sense.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
CJ Henderson, he did get re-signed to the practice squad, and he was elevated to the 53 man, but I didn't see him either.
Nah, I didn't see him. But you want to know something? I'm not mad, and I'm actually happy that Kobe Bryant got those reps because they could have easily probably threw CJ out there, a more experienced veteran. But again, the evaluation process, seeing what Kobe can do. Welcome to NFL. Like I said, your first matchup is against a Hall of Famer and Mike Evans.
Yeah, take them lumps while you can.
Yeah, take them lumps now because when it's going to either do one or two things. Either it's going to make him, it's going to feed his hunger, and he's going to want to get better even in the film room and everything like that and become a better player, or he's going to take it lightly and he's going to become a better streamer. So it's going to be one
fold up and run. Yeah, he's going to fold up and run if you don't.
Yeah,
Clark Fields is on IR. He has been all year.
What you got, Furball?
He said, Smitty, you're not understanding my point. Yes, we won yesterday, but we had 19 penalties. Like Bucks or just buns. Why you want to keep them just because they won? They still. I said they still should be fired. I've been saying that the whole show. I'm just saying we think Arthur Blank is going to be persuaded to keep them. That's what we keep saying. But I still want them fired because I just don't trust it. It's fool's gold.
Yes.
It's fool's gold. Because think about it. Tampa Bay, just like we fell off. Tampa Bay started 6-2.
Yep.
They only won one game since 1-5.
That's what I'm saying. They're on a skid. And at the end of the day, their fan base, again, they are so upset. Because I know Tampa Bay fans personally. I've already had conversations with them via text. We had Tampa Bay fans coming in here on our live stream after the game last night. These fans are upset and they want their head coach gone. Just got an extension, by the way. They want him gone because why? You lose to a team that had 19 penalties, the most in their franchise history, and the most this season. 4 off from the record of 23 by one team. So it's like at the end of the day, like they're upset as well. But I do get what you're saying, Furball, because why on earth do you have 19 penalties and have all these different mistakes, looking so undisciplined? You found a way to win the game, but I do feel even like if there's any Falcon fan that's enjoying this win, but it kind of tastes bittersweet because it was such an ugly win and you had so many mistakes in it, I feel you because I feel like it's worse for the Bucs that they lost this game than for us. I feel like they're in a worse situation than us because how you supposed to be going after the playoffs and you lose to a team like us? But, but regardless, we tried our hardest to give this game away. And they
tried their hard to give it back.
There you go. It was a tug of war. Here, you want it. No, you take it. You want it. No, you take it. That's all it was. Yep. I'm just saying, if you would have did 19 penalties versus the Seattle Seahawks last week, guess what that final score probably would have been?
57-0.
57. Boy, they would have gotten to the 60s, Smitty. It was 37.
But they would have let up. They would have let up in the end. They would have let it because they would have put the practice squad players in the game.
Man, the practice squad player probably still been going out there slanging it.
But Furball, don't. Yeah, real pause. Don't take it the wrong way, man. I just wish you could have seen me last night when we were going for 2 points and it was still like 9 minutes on the clock. I had been that pissed in a long time. I started throwing my joystick at the TV. That's how pissed I was. You remember that commercial where he threw the joystick at the TV and broke TV? That was almost me last night.
Oh, man.
But I'm telling you, y'all just don't buy into this. Just don't buy into it because I'm happy they got the win because I'm a fan.
Yes.
But I can see through fool's gold. I've seen this before. And even if they bring him back, I'm going to support the team. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I know it ain't gonna get better because like they said in the chat earlier, I still think he gonna bring Zach Robinson back. And the reason why I think that somebody else took that Oklahoma State job. That was his job to have.
Mm-hmm. You heard me say demotion, and I'm just throwing that out there too. Like if you wanted to bring another guy in and just keep Zach, but also I can see Raheem saying there's no point in doing all that. Zach, you're just going to keep your position and do your job. That's what you're going to do.
And like
So
you said, demote him. Man, demote him just to help the quarterback, which he can't develop because, to be honest, he can't even lick the seal on the envelope and close it.
I'm trying to tell you, Mayo just be
but
all out there in the road.
but Dre, I'm gonna take the Panthers. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though they've been up and down all year, they got the most momentum going into the back end of the season.
I agree.
It's gonna be the Panthers, and they play the Bucks twice. They play
Yeah.
the Saints this week, so they get
Yeah.
to be another game up going into that first game against Tampa.
The only tough game that they have left, well, division matchups are always tough. But what I mean by outside of division that they have left is the Seahawks.
Right.
And the Bucks, they have the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Bucks got the easier road, but they got to play Carolina twice. So we'll see how it works out. But we'll see, man. But yeah, another great live, man. We had some more stuff on our chest. We had to get up. We knew it was late last night, and we knew y'all couldn't stay up. Chris fell asleep on the live. Y'all missed it.
Man, I was wearing down, man. I ain't fall asleep, but I was wearing down, boy. I ain't gonna lie. We perked up today, though. We good.
Yeah. But it said not for Gonzalez. We would be talking about Ramo and Zach call for the failed two-point conversion in the fourth quarter. I'm gonna still talk about it because I still think it was stupid.
Heck yeah.
It was stupid.
We shouldn't have been in that situation like that. Luckily, the players outweighed the coaching decisions because we didn't win the game within the game at all. The talent and an anomaly really outlasted the coaching decisions.
Facts.
So again, Kurt being out there being player coach, because for those who were watching the game, Kirk Cousins was cussing out everybody, receivers, OC, running back, because it was a time where Bijan didn't run a route, and to the credit, Bijan is not a wide receiver, but he was used a lot in that role yesterday. Yep. Even Bijan got yelled at because he didn't finish off a route. Kurt was looking at him. He said, "You got to run that. You got to run. You got to hit that. You got to run that." And Bijan was looking at him and like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Same thing with Zach Robinson. He coming off. He yelling at Zach Robinson. He like, you gotta call it. He just going after Zach. David Stills with the drop. David Stills was running in the wrong route. He was going after Kurt. Kirk Cousins looked like the head coach on the sideline.
But if the starting quarterback doing all that means the coach is fucking up. That's all it means. But look, 19 penalties, and this is my last point. 19 penalties is the epitome of the Falcons season in a nutshell. Why do I say that? They've been playing undisciplined all season. They can't close football games. Miscommunication. All that showed in one game last night with those 19 penalties. It's been the same thing, so what's going to change? We're not going to get lucky all the time and win games like that, like we won last night with that many penalties. That should have never happened. But by God's grace, he did. But that's all I had to say for this show. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, man. Again, man, thank y'all for coming through. Again, just like Smitty said, late night last night, but we had more time today. So hopefully you guys can check out really, last night's post game. Man, if you have time, check out the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you're just coming in. And we had to talk about it, man. Us as Falcons, man, still happy Victory Friday. Happy that we got a division win against those Buccaneers. They are feeling absolutely terrible. They're dismal right now. They don't know where to go. They really don't. And I love the fact that they're over there just as confused as we are right now. So moving forward.
Boy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Boy.
Moving forward, though, we have 3 games left. Still got but on Tuesday, because normally we do this. We had this talk on Sunday, but on Tuesday, still got the pregame because we got the Arizona Cardinals. We're on the road, against the Arizona Cardinals, try to see if we can stack some wins maybe. And or is it going to go right back to how it was, before this high that we're feeling right now? So regardless, enjoy your weekend, Falcon fans. Me and Smitty, we'll figure out some topics, and if we come up with something, we'll end up being pop-up style on y'all, and y'all can come on in and we'll talk about it all over again. So Smitty, man,
No doubt.
How you feeling, man? And tell the people where they can find you.
Hey man, I'm feeling better today, man. And y'all know where to find me at Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. And thank y'all, man. The video I did the other day about Raheem Morris and Ray McLeod nearly hit 10,000 views. So thank y'all for that. Also, catch me on Twitter at fatboysnell_21 because I'm always over there blowing it up. That's what I do. And shout out to Twitter, man, for pushing me above the sky. Because if it weren't for Twitter, man, I don't know where I'd be, because Twitter rocks with me real hard, man. So shout out to Twitter, man, for supporting your boy heavy. But no Sunday show this week. Thank God for that. We get a break. But if a topic comes up on Sunday and we find time, we may jump on and probably do a Q&A. We don't know. But one more thing, and I got to say it again, and I see it for the rest of the year. When it comes to JPJ, fuck those picks.
Fuck them picks, man. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not worried about it. Bookend style.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
And look, and the funny thing about it, yeah, Miss Chris, I'm TMZ. The funny thing about it, they put up a draft the other day, show what the Rams did with the pick that they would get from the Falcons. They took a safety. And we got a guy that could have 10 sacks by the end of the season. I take that any day of the week, twice on Sundays.
Yes.
But for my boy Chris, this your boy Antoine Smith. We're gonna roll on out, man. We're gonna holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Deuces. Rise.